Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch Battlestar Galactica Season 4, Episode 3 and 4 together into the same video because with Battlestar Galactica I'm making one reaction video for 2 episodes at a time. I just watched the first episode of the Season 4. If you want to see my reaction video about that, I'm gonna put the link into the eye. You know that I'm always putting a lot of links into the eye if you can be interested by watching, you know, all of my binge watching of the show into the chronological order, or if you are interested to see my reaction video about some, you know, scenes that I'm mentioning. I'm really excited about this last season of the show. I know that the show is out since a long time and I shouldn't be maybe so excited about it, but I am, because for me it's new. For me, I'm really gonna discover how this show is gonna end, and also this show is so well done that it could be out now, you know, in our days. It wouldn't shock me. I wouldn't be like, oh, that's an old way to film, oh, that's an old way to write, or stuff like that. Maybe the first season of the show was like that, you know, the rhythm of the show and how it was built, you know, how it was functioning, the episodes, the narrative arcs between them, and the thing about one episode, one story thing. It was like that the old shows were working, but since 2 seasons, maybe, since 3 seasons, they are really writing it in such a modern way for the time of the show. I mean, for when the show was out for the first time, that again, it could be out now, I wouldn't notice a difference. The 2 first episodes were really great for that, because they were really showing in what direction we're gonna have with the characters, the evolutions that we have to expect for all of them. So for Gaius, who is now considered as a god, who is doing miracles and stuff like that, but we can see also that he's changing. He's saying out loud now that he's believing in the only God, you know, in the silent God. We are seeing him also saying that he sincerely regrets what he did before, that he did stuff wrong. We are seeing him having a President Gaius into his head, like, how many personalities do you have into your head, and are they all connected to your silent side? Because I'm still not giving up on that theory about him being maybe a silent, or is it just because of the fact that you are schizophrenic? Maybe. I still think that he's connected to the silence because the woman in red had informations that Gaius didn't have. So to communicate to him informations that he didn't have, he has to be connected with the silence. But yes, you know, he's evolving, you know, he's evolving because of with who he is, but also because of what he thinks now about God, about what he has to do, and also about himself. So that's very interesting. I'm really interested by that, to see how it's gonna evolve. And we have Lee, you know, also is changing. He's not the major anymore, he's not a soldier anymore. He's gonna go really into that political path that he took before, that he felt before, but right now he's gonna go all for it. Maybe he can be good at that, because one thing that is really defining his character is the fact that he knows what is right and what is wrong, what is fair and what is unfair. So having someone like that into the politics, you know, that can be great. That can be a good ally for democracy. Take a shot. And yes, that's gonna be interesting to see how he's gonna handle that. Is he gonna be fully a politic, you know, just like that, or is he gonna take some time, you know, to play that game also, because it's a game, politics. So that's gonna be interesting. And it's gonna be with Zarek. So them working together can be also interesting to follow. Also because of how their relationship began, you know, into that prison ship. We have Starbuck also, who thinks or really knows where Earth is, and she is going on that secret mission to find Earth again, so she can prove that she was right to the fleet, to the president. Adama did that behind the president back. I don't know what to think about that. I don't know what to think about what the president did right there. I said it during my review of the last episode. How she was acting with Starbuck was a little hypocrite, because she thinks that she has a destiny, she has a vision, and she is the one who is gonna guide them to Earth. She doesn't want to believe that someone else can have a destiny, can have visions, and can also have clues about how to go to Earth. That's really having a big head just like that, but because of the fact that she's not saying it clearly, and she's more saying it like, no, I don't want to believe you because you're a silent, even if now we are believing Asina, you know, so we had proof that silence can be on our side and all of that, but okay. Not well, she's not justifying it well. I don't like that, you know, she sounds hypocrite. Even if, you know, she was less hypocrite during these two first episodes of the season 4 than what she was during the season 3, where she was really annoying me a lot sometimes. Right there, she was not annoying me fully, but her decisions, I have trouble to understand them. And we have the forced silence. They are all handling the situation in a different way. The chief is really like the one who is not thinking about it, not even a minute, like, okay, I'm a silent, why not? Let's move on, let's work, and that's all. The colonel is more like, I'm gonna fight this side of me, but I think that he didn't confront himself yet with all of what it means, the fact that he's a silent. And because of the fact that he killed his wife because she was a traitor and she told information to the silence, I think that if he confronts himself with that information, really, that can be painful, and I'm scared that he's gonna do something wrong, you know, like killing himself because of that. I'm scared of that. But he fought, you know, that thing about killing Adama himself, he fought that, so for now he's a good ally because he's gonna stay on the human side, and if he thinks that he's gonna go on the silent side, or if he thinks too much about what he did before and all of that, he's gonna kill himself before that, you know. Sam, I'm more worried about Sam, about how he can handle the situation, because I think that he can switch. Because of the fact that he doesn't have really Starbuck in his life anymore, because she's gonna go on a mission all alone, but also because she's not seeking like him, you know, they are not into the same page anymore. And she said to him that she was gonna kill him if she would discover that he would have been a silent, so I think that yes, he can be the one who can switch, you know, who can go on the silent side, or at least who can accomplish his silent mission. Maybe not totally willingly, but maybe he can do it. Because also, when he was confronted to that silent raider, and that silent raider recognized him as a silent and went away, when he came back and when he told that to the other silence, he said something like, it was fate that I couldn't, you know, kill them, I couldn't shoot them, like it was fate, it was meant to be like that. So now he thinks that he has a destiny, you know, and that he is really going into that silent thing. So yes, I'm thinking of that. And Tori, I don't know really how she's handling the fact that she's asylum, but that scene that she had with Gaius was really intimate. I don't know how to say it. I have the impression that at first it began like we need to know what Gaius knows, but at the end it can be like I'm really with Gaius, I'm really with him, because what he said satisfied her, because now he's saying that he's believing into the only God and she's asylum, so she can be glad that he's saying that. So I don't know, I need to see more about Tori. So see, we know what we can expect for the characters, their evolutions, what we're gonna do with that. We know also what to expect with the main narrative arcs of this season, with them trying to find Earth with the President solution or with Starbuck solution. The fact that we're gonna have to deal with that, you know, to make a choice, how, all of that. The fact that we're gonna have to deal with the Silence which are into the ship and what they're gonna do. And also we are back with the Silence into their ship. All of them, you know, the Silence together are not on the same page anymore and are ready to kill each other. So we are following them again, which is weird because we were with them during the other seasons because of Gaius. So now we are with them, but just with them. Do you understand what I mean? There is a difference right there. And also they are talking about their origins, and I love that, I want that, because I have a theory about that. I'm not gonna say it again because it already took me a lot of time during the review of the last episode that I just made, because it was just like 20 minutes ago for me, so I'm not gonna say it again. If you are interested, go check my last reaction video. I have a theory about their origins, and Gaius may be involved into them, and also because of the fact that they keep saying that the story is repeating itself, and you know, them returning to Earth like they went on the other planet, with Cobol and New Caprica being planets where they tried to live between them, you know, between gods and humans and Silence and humans. Maybe that's the same. I have a theory about that. I don't know if it's right or not, but I have a theory about that. As I have a theory about this fifth Silence as Starbuck, Gaius, the President, and Lee. I thought about Lee because of the fact that he's changing right now and stuff that he said. But I'm more believing, you know, into Starbuck and Gaius possibility. The President, maybe she had visions like that and all of that because of the silent blood that she has. I don't know. So yes, we are seeing where we can go with the characters, with their development, where we can go with the stories and all of the different narrative arcs, but also where we can go with the show and with the subjects that they're gonna want to explore during this season. I think that the religion aspect is gonna be really, really important. They are already, during these two first episodes, really insisting on that. Because of Gaius and his narrative arc being really involved into the religion, into the miracles, into having fanatics, and into believing into the only God and all of that. Because of him, but also they are talking about religion and what they are believing into with Starbuck and the President, and finding Earth, for which reasons, for which prophecies that you are believing into. See, we are talking a lot about religion, and I think that it's gonna be really important. And I think also that they're gonna use that to justify some choices that they're gonna make, I mean the writers, to justify some narrative arcs which are gonna be resolved because of a religious thing. I'm not, you know that I'm not a fan of that, because I love things to be logical and realistic and all of that, so having, you know, the religious wand to make it Resolved, that's not something that I like, but I'm not against it as long as it's well explained, you know, well justified. It can be something which is gonna please me, but I'm waiting for that. Okay, let's go now for this episode 3. You have the reaction part on the description, then come back for the review of the episode 3, go back for the reaction part of the episode 4, and then the review of the 2 episodes together. Let's go! I know that she's really dead, I know. She was not a silent, she's really dead. I know why, I know all of the reasons for why Tori did that. I know that, I'm just... This is episode 3! We're already losing someone! Episode 3! Callie! We are losing her now. After her being violent with the chief, trying to kill herself and her son. She was losing her mind, I mean, she was losing herself because of the mate, because she was all alone, because she thought that her husband abandoned her for an affair, and after that she was afraid because she understood that he was a silent and that she had an half silent baby. I didn't understand that before this episode, so I can't imagine the shock for her. And she was not in a good health, in a good mental health. Callie... She was not one of the main characters of the show, but she was an important one, and we know her since the beginning of the show. And she was a good character, you know, a nice one, a sweet one. I'm so sorry for her. Because she didn't die with honor, she didn't. She died thinking and knowing that her marriage was a failure, thinking that her love with the chief was not real. She had a miserable death. And yes, I understand what Tori did, you know. She had to kill her because she knew the secret that there was silence, and she was, you know, weak, so she couldn't trust Callie to keep that secret and all of that. And Callie was already trying to kill herself and her baby, so they were gonna believe really easy that she would have killed herself. But Callie, in one episode we saw the destruction of her marriage, of her love, of herself. That was painful to watch, and that end, I was already crying just to imagine that she was thinking about killing herself and her baby. But to see Tori taking Nick to kill her, that was painful, and that was emotions which were mixed, you know. I was not totally off with the fact that she tried to kill herself, that I had to really... And of course they didn't put a camera into that thing. Of course they didn't put a camera into all of these dangerous rooms, places, and they're not gonna know that Tori did that. I'm sorry, but there is a lack of security into the Galactica. They are not putting cameras into their prisons, you know, into their jail, and they are not putting cameras into all of the dangerous places of their ship. What a lack of security. I'm saying it since seasons. Yes, I prefer to be mad than to continue to be sad. That's my way of dealing with losing Callie. I'm not even sure of what happened during this episode if it's not that. weirdly discovering what politics is under Laura Rosling's tyranny, because this is not democracy when you are not answering to the questions of your government. I mean, to the public, to the media, okay, but to your government, you're really acting just by yourself, not discussing about big important things. Really, I would have left the place, the room at minute 2. Minute 1, you're not answering to my question. Minute 2, I'm leaving. Why am I staying? This is a joke. This is, you know, some play, a theater play, and you're gonna play it alone without me. You don't need me. I'm mad now. I'm gonna be mad all along this review, I think. And we had also the silence, killing each other. Why not? They're gonna kill all of the 6 and all of the 8, and we're not gonna have Diana back. And they destroyed the resurrection ship. It was not the last one, no, that they have. You know, I'm really into a mod right now, like, I'm not sure that I care. Like, it's less silence that we have to worry about. Ooh, I'm thinking like that. And I'm okay with them taking back the control on the Centurions, because I don't know what can happen if the Centurions are really thinking by themselves for a long time. Maybe at some point they're gonna hate what the human silence are doing, and it can't be great for them. And it can't be great for us neither, I mean for humans. Kylie just died. I never imagined that, you know, before the binge watching that I made today. Like 4 episodes, the 4 first episodes of this season 4, I thought that I was safe, you know, that I was playing safe, that I wouldn't lose anyone or something like that. Good call, really? I'm so sad. I'm really sad for her character. This death is not representing well what her character was. This death is not honorable enough for what her character was. How she ended all of that, like, this is not into a brave moment or into an emotional moment, it's into sadness, bad emotions, you know, bad feelings. She thought that her love with the chief was not real. She thought that everything that she lived with him was not real, was a failure. She was ready to kill herself, like she died with that, you know, that into her mind. I'm so sad for her. I'm gonna take a big breath, and I think a little break also before watching the episode 4, because right now I need to, if I want to begin the episode 4 with a better mood than the one that I have right now, I need to take a little break. For you, the reaction part is already on the description, and the review of the episode 4 is gonna come just in some seconds, but for me it's gonna be in some minutes or hours. Maybe not hours because I don't have a lot of time, but at least minutes. Let's go for the episode 4 for you. I didn't like a lot of things into this episode. I said that the religion aspect was gonna be more important during this season. I said that during my review of the 2 first episodes and during my intro of this ones. They proved me right during this one. They're not just gonna talk about religion, believing into their gods or into the only God. They are not just gonna talk about miracles, prophecies and stuff like that. They are also gonna try to convert people to their religion. They're all gonna also disrespect each other's religion. They're gonna do violent stuff because of that, and deciding cruel decrees because of that, because it's cruel and violent to deny someone else's face, to be violent with people because they don't have the same face than you. I don't care about who is right or wrong, I don't care about that. How can you judge and deny to someone his or her religion? I didn't like that, and I think that I'm not gonna like that during this season. I'm not saying that this is wrong, you know, and that they didn't write it well, and that the subject is not interesting, and I think that it's a big subject, so to talk about it during one entire season, I'm all for it. But I think that these moments are gonna be painful for me to watch, because in that debate, you know, if there is really a debate about that, I'm not gonna change my mind about the fact that everyone has a right to believe in everything, everyone that they want. That's all. But converting people by fear or by violence, trying to stop them to believe with fear or violence, I'm not gonna like that at all. Yes, that's gonna be an important and interesting subject during this season. That's gonna be great to have them talking about that and about all of the aspects of that, not just the prophecies and miracles, but also, yes, all of that. That's gonna be interesting. But I'm gonna have really to make my homework with that, to cut my heart, you know, to cut my feelings during this moment, and to really focus on the discussions and what it means, and, you know, really the deep subjects that they are exploring through that, and to not just be into an emotional reaction and be just against what is happening. Do you understand what I mean? I'm gonna have to make an effort to think about the situation, to think about what is happening and all of that, and to not just react. I know that you are watching reaction videos, but I think also that you want me to react to some stuff which are happening, but not without trying to understand what is happening on screen. At least that's not how I'm seeing my reaction videos. The chief, he disappointed me so much. I mean, I understand that he was in pain. I understand that he's lost. I understand that he doesn't know who he is anymore. I understand all of that. But you are not a good father. You are not taking care of your kid. And all of what you said about Kali, about the fact that she was a plan B because Boomer died, about the fact that she was, you know, someone on drug, that you didn't love her, that you were with her but you didn't want to. Oh! You're a disappointment, and you're disgusting, and what you said was awful, and even if you were drunk, even if you were in pain and all of that, I think that I can never forget and forgive what he just said. And that's a real disappointment, because he was really one of my favorite characters. The Chief, Starbuck, Lee and Hilo were my favorite characters of the show since at least, you know, the 10 first episodes of the show, the 10 first episode of the season 1. Lee came back later, but The Chief, Hilo and Starbuck, really 10 first episodes of the season 1, and they were my favorites. I'm taking you out, Chief. That's such a disappointment for me to hear him talking like that about Kali. I was so shocked. I'm sorry, you know, for my finger that I presented to you during that moment, but that was too much for me to handle that disappointment. That was my only response, you know, that I could make. Chief, I hated all about you during this episode. And you know that's almost the continuity of some disappointments that I had about him at the end of the last season. But I don't understand. I mean, for his character, if I'm thinking about who he was during the first seasons and now who he is since episodes, I can understand that discovering that he's a silent changed him, but I have also the impression that they already began to change him during the last episodes of the last season, and maybe they are justifying that because he's a silent, but I'm not. And I almost have the impression that the writers were really trying their best to make me not like him, and with this episode, hate him. I don't hate him, but I'm not liking him anymore. Yes, that's extreme when you think about the fact that he was one of my favorite characters and that I was ready to forget and forgive some things that he said and did during the season 3, and to, you know, to be okay with the fact that he was a silent just like that. But right there, what a disappointment. Gaius is playing his game, you know, he's playing this game. I'm not really questioning that or thinking more about that because it's into the logic of the last episodes. He's converting more and more people, he's letting them think that they are stronger than the other ones, that they are believing in the good things, and now that they are believing into one only God. That's into that logic. I'm more interested by the fact that the woman in red was not in red anymore, was in green. Is it important? I always thought that the way that she was dressed is important. During the first seasons, when she was wearing the red dress, one red dress, it meant that she was manipulating Gaius, that she was trying to make him do stuff. Because, you know, I thought about that, because when they were on Cobol, she was not wearing the same stuff, you know, she was really wearing regular stuff, not sexy stuff. And I had the impression that she was there to help him, to be really there for him. We didn't see President Gaius into his head. I think that we're gonna see him back soon. I'm glad that Lee is still trying to do the right stuff, and I'm not okay with the president saying that by doing that he's doing the wrong stuff and that doing the right stuff is a luxury. No, never. Never. If you want to keep democracy on, take a shot. If you don't want this to be a monarchy or tyranny, never. These 2 episodes, I'm not in a good mood right now. We lost Kali and I lost the chief. You know what? I think that I'm gonna order my best Uber Eats right now, because right now I need to, you know, to comfort me, to be in a better mood. Don't judge me. It's really like that with me during moments like that when my mood is down. Just a good food and I'm happy again. Oh yes, my best Uber Eats. I'm already, you know, like that, thinking about it. So I think that it means that I need to finish this video. So it's all for Battlestar Galactica for you and for me for today. So it's all for me for now. So bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Great.